Situated in the northeast of beautiful Austria, Vienna is the country's lively capital, famous for so many things. Known as the City of Music, Vienna was home to some of the greatest composers in history, such as Mozart, Beethoven, and Strauss, so what better place to hear a live orchestra concert than Vienna? The city also draws travelers from both near and far with its stunning Baroque architecture that truly does make you feel like you've gone back in time. Following the very thorough food tour we did yesterday in Vienna, we'll be spending all of today seeing and experiencing the best things in the city.
Yeah, and to kick it off, we are actually heading over to the Habsburg Summer Palace. Very excited for this. We actually have a tour guide that's going to show us around, and then we get to explore the gardens.
So because filming isn't allowed inside the palace, we left our camera out in the provided storage area, but I did want to take a moment to sit down and give a brief overview of our experience because it definitely was a big highlight from our time in Vienna. And I personally have been really into exploring historic homes because there is something so special about stepping into another person's world, especially someone from a different time and place. So the Schönbrunn Palace is most certainly an architectural masterpiece, and it truly is a symbol of imperial grandeur. As we mentioned before, the magnificent Baroque palace was the summer residence of the Habsburg monarchs, and it is renowned for its fantastical gardens and rich history. The palace was actually built back in the 17th century, and it features 1,441 rooms, which is honestly mind-blowing to think about. And walking through it all, I just felt surrounded by such opulence and luxury, and it really was refreshing for us to hear the history through a group tour guide while we were standing exactly where the stories took place. One of my favorite things to do was to gaze up at the grand chandeliers that would actually hold dozens of candlesticks back then, like real candlesticks. And they would light it at the beginning of the party or the dinner, and as the candlesticks burned down, it would slowly draw whatever occasion they were celebrating to a close. So once the lights were out, the party's over. And our entire palace tour was done through Get Your Guide, the magnificent sponsor of today's video, and it has been such a treat to work with them on so many of our travels. They offer more than 60,000 experiences in more than 3,600 destinations around the world, and when you book with them, you know that you're in the hands of knowledgeable local experts. Their app holds everything you need for a seamless travel day, like 24/7 customer service, QR codes to all your tickets, and important details like the meeting point of your experience or your tour. You can cancel up to 24 hours before your tour begins, which means when you book, you're not locked in, which is something that we really appreciate as frequent travelers. And let's just say you're not interested in any tours or experiences, Get Your Guide does offer skip the line tickets, which allows you to surpass the long lines and escape the dreaded crowd. So all in all, we absolutely love them. You already know that. We've been using them for so long, and we want to say a really big thank you to Get Your Guide for supporting what we do.
We just wrapped up our tour on the inside of the palace, and it was so much fun. We learned a lot, and we got to explore some of the gardens so far. But for lunch, we're actually heading up to the top of this hill where there's this really famous cafe. Claire and I have definitely worked up an appetite, so we're very excited to get some lunch.
There was a long line to come into this place, but honestly, the line moved pretty quickly, and we are now sitting where the Emperor and the Empress once sat to have breakfast so that they can overlook the gardens and enjoy the sunlight to start their day. What I absolutely love about this room are the massive windows. It almost feels like we're dining in a greenhouse, but we already got an order of coffee in. Chad got the Einspänner, and if you remember from our Austrian food tour video, this is a double shot of espresso as well as some whipped cream. So it's got all the sugar, it's got all the caffeine. It's gonna get him through the day. Wow, thank you.
And sausages. Thank you.
So this is the first thing we got. This is the Wurzel, and it was actually what we were giggling at because it literally is 2 boiled sausages, and it's served with some sharp mustard, but this is probably going to bring back some memories of the sausages we were eating with mustard in Finland and in Iceland. But here we have a little bit of sweet. This is the Kaiserschmarrn, which is that torn up pancake. It's served with some fruit compote. Is that how you say it? We learned a new word yesterday. Fruit compote or compote. We still don't know how to pronounce it, but that's what this is right here. And then we also got some pasta with some Austrian styled ham.
We've been sitting on this hill for the past 45 minutes. I've been reading, Claire took a nap, and it has been one of the most peaceful activities on any of our travels thus far because the weather is perfect and there's this faint sound of an accordion off in the distance that's just really nice. The wind has been blowing, the grass is slightly tall so you can really see it moving, and you just see the city off in the distance, and it's just been just really great to be able to reset, rest, and take it all in. But to point out something particular, I've really enjoyed watching this kid roll down the hill because as he's been rolling for the past like 10 minutes or so, he's getting dizzier and dizzier, and so his time to get back up the hill takes him a little bit longer, but he's having just the best day.
Another night, another beer, and we actually asked our server for her recommendation. She said that this is a very classic dark Viennese beer, so we're gonna try it tonight. I love looking at the bubbles just floating to the top. Our main has arrived, and on this very elegant platter we have our Zwiebelrostbraten. And this is actually something we ordered yesterday. It was one of our favorite things from the Austrian food tour, so we both got one tonight. And I think this is like the first time ever that we've gotten the same entree, because normally we get two different things and we switch, but we were like, no, we each want our own tonight. But if you don't know what it is a piece of roast grilled beef, and it comes with the best gravy ever, topped with some crispy onions, and it comes with some potatoes. Looks like there's some pickles on the edge. Now that we are all full of beef and beer, we are going to our second big event of the evening. I've been so excited for this. So if you've been following us for a little bit, you might recall us going to a Vivaldi concert when we were in Venice, and today we are going to a Mozart and Strauss concert here in Vienna. And growing up, I did do some piano lessons. My aunt actually taught me for a little bit there, and something that she would do is give us these little busts of composers, like famous composers, anytime we finished a level or a course in our piano studies, and we would get it after our recital. And so I had collected both a Strauss and a Mozart bust, so I thought that was pretty cool. And tonight we're gonna go and listen to their live music.
Where are the busts now?
They're still sitting on my childhood piano. We have made it to our seats. We climbed climbed at least 8 flights of stairs to get up here, but now we are on the 2nd level. We have a really good view of the entire place. All of the ceilings are just lined with gold, and it is so, so gorgeous. Chandeliers dropping down. Everything is so glamorous and extravagant. But I did want to say, I believe today is their Labor Day, and everywhere has just been bustling crazy. And I was even wondering, like, oh my gosh, like so many people are just out biking and walking around. I'm like, no one's at work, and now I know why. So I think a lot of people are joining us here on this Labor Day, and it is a full house.
Yes. All right, we're gonna go now because it's getting quiet. So Claire, tell the people, how was the show?
Oh, it was amazing. The last 2 songs are obviously my favorite because they're one of the most iconic ones. And at the end, I don't know why, but I think they're trying to hype up the crowd, but people were like clapping to the beat of this song, which I didn't expect, but that was really fun.
So in my life, I have only ever listened to 2 opera singers. One of them was tonight, and the second is with me now. Claire is a professional. She loves to sing her little that's her iconic thing. Whenever she's trying to call me from the other room, she'll always go, come on, do it for the audience.
It's special for you.
But oh my gosh, such an incredible show. We're now walking back, and the air is crisp, and the night is young. It is just, that was so fun.
What a fantastic way to end our time in Vienna. There is something just so special and so touching about listening to musical instruments at the dead of night. It's like the world just stops and all you can hear are those instruments playing off of one another, and just seeing the energy that comes with a concert like that is just something that I will always hold dear to my heart. So of course we're gonna link everything that we did today in the description box below if you are interested. But with all of that said, I think it's time to say goodbye to Vienna, and we are heading off to Innsbruck next. So if you want to follow along on our adventure as we travel to 50 countries around the world, hit subscribe, and a huge thank you to all of our Patreon supporters. We'll catch you all in the next one. Bye!